YouTube, what a YouTube. Daily output. I'm your host, Dre Day, and I got a video coming from Valuetainment Sport short clips. It's with Larry Elder, and he's predicting what will happen with former President Trump. I haven't seen his video yet either, so let's get into it.
Are you optimistic or pessimistic about the future?
I'm cautiously pessimistic. How's that? I'm worried, quite worried. I mean, look at this two-tiered system of justice. You've got Donald Trump. Let's just take the January 6th indictment. He's being indicted because essentially his lawyers made the argument that the vice president has more than ceremonial duties on the first week following an election. The same argument Democrats made after 2000 when they tried to decertify Florida. Same argument Democrats made after 2004 when they tried to decertify Ohio. There were 30 House Democrats plus Barbara Boxer, including Benny Thompson, the chair of the January 6th Insurrection Committee, all joining to decertify Ohio because they argued that the Diebold voting machine had been tampered with. Where have we heard that before? 2016, they challenged more states than Donald Trump did after 2020. Nobody accused them of being election deniers. Nobody prosecuted them, and their lawyers were not facing disbarment. This is just madness. And it seems to me, where's the ACLU when you need them? Where's the left? And this Hunter Biden, Joe Biden stuff. Woodward Bernstein, I'm young enough to remember that in the 70s. They went nuts over Richard Nixon, and Nixon didn't do it for greed. He was trying to cover up the break-in of Watergate because he had a bunch of his aides who got involved in that.
And Daniel Ellsberg, psychiatrist.
Right.
Minor things. These weren't huge.
And Woodward, it's still there. He's still at the Washington Post. He's an executive there, and Carl Bernstein is still around. Where are these guys? Nobody seems to care. I'm blown away where the country is right now. I really am. Half the country believes the other half is evil.
You know, you're absolutely right. And young people, when I say young people, if you're in college right now, you probably don't remember the 2000 election because that's 23 years ago. So if you're a 22-year-old college student right now, you probably don't even remember 2000. Gore pushed that case to the U.S. Supreme Court. So you want to talk about election denier. It took us, was it 12 or 13 weeks to actually determine the election, and it had to get to the U.S. Supreme Court, and it wasn't Bush pushing that.
And Tom, talk about election denying. Hillary referred to Donald Trump for the entirety of his presidency as illegitimate, her word, not mine. Said the election was stolen, her word, not mine. Jay Johnson is Obama's DHS secretary, testified under oath that while the Russians tried, they failed to change a single vote tally in 2016. 2/3 of Democrats believe, according to a YouGov poll, that the Russians, quote, changed vote tallies, close quote, to elect Donald Trump. Zero evidence to change any. A greater percentage of Democrats believe 2016 was stolen than we feel that way by 2020. Nobody calls them election deniers.
Yeah. And
it's such a double standard.
Yeah, and all Hillary and the DNC got was like $170,000 slap on the wrist for the whole Russian collusion dossier.
Hillary and the DNC paid for the Steele dossier, and the FEC fined them because they characterized it as a legal expense. Exactly. Donald Trump characterized the Stormy Daniels thing as a legal expense. He's facing criminal charges by the Manhattan DA. It's outrageous.
What do you think is going to end up happening to Trump?
Nothing.
Okay. So
I think he's going to get. I think he's probably going to get nominated. If he gets nominated, he'll get elected, and he'll pardon himself.
But wait a minute. You also said that Larry Elder on Trump. You said this a few months ago. I'm not sure he's electable. You said he's nominatable, but he's not electable. So your position's changing in 3 months.
I feel more strongly now that he can win because of what they've done to him with all these indictments.
So it's changed in 3 months.
I just feel more strongly. Look, he was a great president. The economy was rocking and rolling. The borders have never been more secure. We got all the judges that we wanted up there. Built the wall. We're oil and gas independent. He was a great president, and he'll hopefully put those policies back into place when he comes back. Yeah, I feel more strongly now than I did before.
How will he pivot to the center? You know, I think Nixon was famously said that, you know, you run to the right and then you pivot to the center. Same with the Democrats, you run to the left.
Right.
So I fully agree that Trump is going to be the nominee. And I also, despite popular opinion, I think Sleepy Joe is also going to be the guy. I think we're going to see what happens during that debate.
I think he will be the guy. If he can fog up a mirror, he'll be the guy. And if he's not, it'll be Kamala Harris.
So when, oh, God forbid.
No. I mean, I don't know why people feel that somehow somebody else is going to sneak in like that. Even Gavin Newsom just the other day said, I'm not going to run in 2024. Kamala Harris is next in line. And I've been saying that for months. He played coy because Look, the strongest part of the Democratic base are black voters. And even more strong are black female voters. And they love Kamala Harris. And they feel that when we make fun of her cackle, it's both sexist and racist. They feel that Joe Biden's given her thankless tasks like getting to the bottom of illegal immigration. They feel she's been mistreated. And if she is perceived as having been drop kicked for a white dude like Gavin Newsom or Mayor Pete, black women won't vote Republican. They just won't vote, thereby guaranteeing whoever our nominee is, he or she will win. So they can afford to do that. And Gavin Newsom knows that. That's why he never announced.
But let's stay on Trump because I think Kamala is a non-factor. But that's my opinion. All right, I know what you just said. But
How can she be a non-factor if Joe Biden can't? If Joe Biden can get across the finish line, as soon as he gets across the finish line, he hands over the baton to her, and she could run.
I just don't think she's electable. But I want to stay on Trump,
Okay.
if you don't mind. So when he's going to pivot to the center,
They're
because
stuck with her. That's my point.
I don't think you understand what you understand what he's saying.
I
Right?
understand
I'm saying they're
completely
stuck
that.
with her.
Yeah.
He's saying he's gonna win, then he's gonna give it to her so she can stay for 8 years.
And one more.
Well,
That's
it's
what
not
he's
an
saying.
anointment. Like
Yeah,
it's
well, no,
going to be an election.
One more.
Totally. No, but
Yeah.
what he's saying is
one more
Biden's
real
going to
quick
win,
point, because
then hand it over.
This is important about the gender and identity party, which is the Democratic Party.
Their DEI score is very high.
When
with her.
when Clyburn got behind Joe Biden
South
after
Carolina.
Bernie Sanders won the Nevada caucuses,
Yep.
for a few days he was a front runner. They were scared to death. He's a self-described Democrat socialist, and they knew he couldn't win.
Not controllable.
So James Clyburn gets off the sideline on the eve of the South Carolina primary, endorses Biden. They all fell in line. He extracted a promise from Biden that his first nominee would be a black female. His vice president, black female. For a time, it looked like Dianne Feinstein might not finish out her term in California, and Gavin Newsom publicly said, if she can't finish it out, I will nominate a black female. They're all about black. This is the year of the black female. And they got a black female now, next in line after Biden. If she's drop kicked for a white person, black women will be livid, and they will not vote. They won't vote Republican. They just won't vote.
Well, I think
was a
a lot
controversial-
of black women are gonna be upset because I don't think Kamala's electable. But how will Trump pivot to the center and actually win the election? Because you just hit the nail on the head. As old and decrepit as Joe Biden is, with all the lingering issues with Trump, which I think are a lot of the media and the Justice Department basically doing this, how will he pivot to the center and win over independent voters or even moderate Democrats?
I think what he's going to do is not run with a female. I'm not quite sure who it'll be, but Kim Reynolds maybe of Iowa, or Kristi Noem of South Dakota, or maybe even Carrie Lake. But it's going to be a female.
You think that's how he's going to pivot?
I can't think of anything else he can do. I mean, we all know what he's about. What can he say now? He can't reinvent himself. He is who he is. He is what he is. So I think what he can do, though, is nominate a female.
What about a strong black man like Larry Elder as the VP? Talk to me about that, Larry.
I've told people if my phone rings and Trump's on the other end, I won't let it go to voicemail.
I think your phone's ringing right now, Larry.
Yeah.
But he's not going to do that. That would not be the smart move. I can't bring California to.
Yeah.
I'm not in a swing state, and he doesn't need to have another man. He needs to have a female.
And
Unfortunately, that's the way politics works.
And Larry, not to go conspiracy theory because Adam loves when I'm a coincidence theorist.
You know when they say I'm not going to go here,
that's
they're
what's
going
going on.
right there.
Yeah, it's like when
he's going right
When
there.
they say it's not about the money, it's
Yeah,
about
it's
the money.
about the money.
Like when a cop says
Yeah.
there's nothing to see here.
There's definitely something to see
I
here.
signed
Yes.
a $300 million contract for 10 years, but it's not about the money.
Yeah,
No,
it's not about the money. But Larry, because I mean, as you saw with the left, with 2016, with Hillary from weaponizing the FBI and everything is against Trump. Adam made a good point that he is it's obvious he's the front runner. Do you think the left has anything up their sleeves? I'm just saying in the sense that we keep getting warned about pandemic 2 is coming from Fauci, from Biden. Everybody keeps saying, hey, they're warning us. They're testing out the new vaccine, this new variant to test. Do you think, because mind you, election year, Donald Trump is probably going down as one of the best statistic policy presidents ever. All of a sudden, in election year, a couple months before, Larry,
Right.
a virus comes out of a lab that we own, and they still have zero accountability because it's still racist.
It wasn't just that. Also, 51 former intelligence officials signed a letter saying that the Hunter Biden laptop story had all the earmarks of Russian disinformation, 2.5-year collusion thing,
Yeah.
using COVID to change the rules in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Who knows what they're going to do?
Exactly, that's what I was gonna ask.
But they're going to do something.
Something is up to something is happening to keep, because apparently the game plan of keeping Joe Biden up in the basement works.
So here's my question for you. You don't sound optimistic You said you're cautiously pessimistic, right? I'm not sure if the voices of any party to be cautiously pessimistic encourage that party to want to go above and beyond. It's kind of like it's halftime. You're down 3 touchdowns, and the coach comes in and says, guys, I'm pessimistic. We're going to lose today. It's going to be a pretty bad loss, and you're all going to be, embarrassed at the end of it. It's going to be terrible, and then boom. Patriots come out from down 28-3 against the Falcons, and they win the Super Bowl.
The Jets won last night without
Well,
Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
But what I'm saying to you is, to say cautiously pessimistic and to sound like everything is bad, everything is ugly, everything is this, everything is that, great. Well, what solution do you have for the rich Republicans of the right, for the Christian conservatives, for the libertarians that are also not happy about what's going on, about the business owners, about the guys that have the money? What should be the solution long term?
Well, that's why
to fight against.
That's why I am running. I am running because I'm an America First guy. I believe that taxes are too high, regulation is too much. We need to secure the borders. We need to get back to energy independence. I was a very happy camper when Donald Trump was president, and we need to work real hard to make sure if he's a nominee, he gets back in.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.
I will be doing more videos on valuetainment short clips, but like they say, all is fair in love and war, and it seems like there's some internal friction within our politics. And they say politics is the most dirtiest game you could be a part of, but it caught me off guard when they was talking about if Trump does get reelected, how they're kind of inching out a new pandemic, things of that nature. Do you think it's possible that that was one of the ways they got him out of office last time? You never know in this world today, but Daily Output, I'm Dre Day. Y'all have a good one. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. Like, subscribe, share this video. Y'all